Together we banished the ignorance of old night. But you betrayed me. You betrayed us all. You stole power from the gods and lied to your sons. Mankind has only one chance to prosper. If you will not seize it, then I will! So let it be war!
Indeed, let it be war. Hello and welcome back to our latest Dawn of War stream. I'm excited to do more of, I think it's 2, since I'm currently working on getting the stuff set with the, I think it's the Apocalypse mod for Warhammer 40k Soulstorm. But let me bring in my guest. Please welcome Drake the Villain.
He's going right for the crew!
Okay, how's the audio? Okay, good. It's coming through.
Yeah, the audio sounds fine.
Okay. All you should need to do is go ahead and invite me. I'm online at everything.
Alrighty, 1 second. Let me just share my screen with the system audio. Campaign, Dawn of War 2, the bridge, ship map. Okay, it doesn't show you're online. 1 second. Yeah, that's odd. Let me see, am I online? Okay, I'm online. I'm online, so that's not an issue.
It shows you as offline for me.
Huh.
Click Steam.
Let's try that. Okay. Okay, let's see. There we go.
There I am.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
I accept an invitation.
Sweet. And we have a wild Wasia in the back room. Cover your ears, folks.
I am far too quiet and mellow right now to be called wild.
Oh, I was just saying stray, a wandering Wasia. That works too.
I have no response to that. I have absolutely nothing. Okay. Damn, we're off to a pretty good start tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I bet.
So
What the heck are you guys playing? This doesn't look like Dawn of War.
this is Dawn of War 2. We're just we're just playing a little bit more of the campaign.
No.
I'm playing in
Okay.
a co-op fashion. We can play more Dawn of War. We can go to Dawn of War 1 once we finish this first mission. So I'm good.
Nah, you're good. I'm not really interested in playing. I'm just over here to regale to you the lore.
Okay.
And also, so I have some background noise while I'm working on these goddamn Terminators.
I get you. All
Let's-
right. All right. Okay. So. All right. Okay. So you're in the game.
The invite is out. I accepted the invite. I don't know why it didn't connect me.
Huh. That is really very, very odd.
Here's an idea. Close out of this. Or save it and return to main menu. Okay, do campaign, Dawn of War 2, and invite friend now. See invite friend? There we go.
Let's see if that changes things.
Okay, I think I have to be out of the game first.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
You go have fun with that trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try sending it again now that I'm out of the game.
No
Okay.
idea what 3,000 years of longing looks like, but okay.
I think it's a show or something.
Yeah. Not too much of a zoomer to know what that is, so there you go. Sorry, Trip, but you're old.
So, in terms of
There we go.
So, tell us, who are some of your favorite, each individual, your favorite factions of the Space Marines and why? So, okay, so apparently 3,000 Years of Longing is a movie from 2022.
Ah, okay. All right, let's go on and start going down through the list. Let's see. White Scars. We're going. I was also assuming you mean loyalist Marines and not traitors.
Okay.
Is that correct? You mean loyalists?
Yeah, loyalists.
Okay, so first off, White Scars because A, Mongolian throat singing, B, bikes, and C, Mongols in space. What is there not to love about these guys?
We're bikers. We're bikers. We're bikers.
They're
We're bikers.
they're
We're bikers. We're bikers.
they are
So-
super friggin' cool. They're friggin' awesome. They're
Bikers.
based as all hell. They're extremely reasonable. Like that's a thing that is noteworthy about Jagatai Khan is that he is reasonable, which really goes to show how low the friggin' bar is when it comes to friggin' Primarchs.
So do they do this?
At you while driving at you, at least
Wanna-
50 miles per
There
no,
we go.
80 miles per hour, driving at you, Mongolian throat singing, slashing people open with their friggin' sabers while also unloading bolters into people.
That does
They're
sound pretty badass.
they are extremely badass. And they're
I'll take
also
down
not
these
a bunch
guys while you take down those.
they're also not a bunch of dumb shits like, oh, the space wolves who charge into battle without their helmets on and Leroy Jenkins their way into a bunch of Thousand Suns and get absolutely crushed by gravity or something. So yeah, that's a big plus for the White Scars right over there. Another Space Marine chapter that's also pretty freaking cool is the Raven Guard, because unlike the other Marines, they use real tactics. That's not a joke. That is the thing that is noteworthy about the Raven Guard. They use actual real-life tactics and military strategy. Unlike the others, who are kind of just chumps. Which, again, shows how low the bar is for this supposedly professional military fighting force. Spoilers alert, they are not a professional military fighting force. But, yeah. The friggin' Raven Guard, the Raven Guard and the White Scars are extremely underrated Marine chapters. Just in general. Like, yeah, sure, it's funny, haha, the Raven Guard are supposedly sneaky, even though they're like 8-foot-tall superhuman soldiers, but, yeah, you try being sneaky in their power armor. You try being sneaky and sneaking around in that thing. But also keep in mind, these guys they perform surgical strikes. Their whole spiel is a chart standing out in the middle of the open field and screaming, "For the Emperor! Honor and glory, brothers!" Their thing is, all right, we have the spot surrounded. Drop in, and they just friggin' free fall in their jetpacks. They drop in, they slash and rip things apart with some lightning claws, and they even have some snipers positioned on a mountainside halfway across the continent and pick off some heads. They're cool that way. That is the thing that the Raven Guard are known for being good at their job and for being professionals, essentially. Let's see. So that is 2 of what I think are the best Marine chapters already down. I wanted to make a note about the Ultramarines and Imperial Fists, because it's not that they're bad or that they're not cool. It's just that when compared to the White Scars, the Raven Guard, maybe even the Iron Hands, they're just not that unique or cool. I mean, the Ultramarines are pretty based. I mean, they're basically just Roman legionnaires in space, but that's about it. Also, unfortunately, Matt Ward lives rent-free in the heads of a lot of freaking neck-bearded 40k fans who are really upset about a guy who was writing lore like 10 years ago or something. So, yeah.
It's almost like I was playing 10 years ago.
Yeah, sorry about that, my dude. You had to live through that shit. But it's okay. It's okay. He's not around anymore. He can't hurt you. Anyway, those guys aside.
Oh crap, I'm gonna die.
I would say the Black Templars, but the Black Templars are cringe. They are just cringe as fuck. It's basically just a bunch of illiterate space knights. Just blindly going on crusades.
You
I'm
have some
sorry.
strange takes.
I'm sorry. There's nothing really all that unique or special about the Black Templars. They're basically just space crusaders. That's it.
Well, everybody is space everything.
Well, yeah, but they're just crusaders. That's like, okay, that's the most bland, boring, and vanilla thing you could have done with these guys. But
Aren't you the one
at
who likes
least they're
Dark
not-
Angels?
Huh? The Dark Angels are pretty cool, but okay,
Yeah,
so
pretty cool.
that depends on what
their
on what we're
allegiance is a
talking
little
about.
questionable, but pretty cool.
That depends on which era of the Dark Angels we're talking about. Because we're talking about 30k Dark Angels, they are undoubtedly the best Marines ever produced. But if we're talking about 40k Dark Angels, they're letting their daddy issues to just kind of hold them back a little bit. They're kind of overcompensating. It really feels that way. It's kind of it's very off-putting. Like they will. Dark Angels are kind of in the shitter for me because they will whole ass abandon entire war zones and they would just catch a sniff of Fallen somewhere else. Oh, Dunn doesn't know what the Fallen are, does he?
No, I don't know.
All right. So basically, what happened during the Horus Heresy is that the second in command of the Dark Angels and Lionel Johnson's adopted father, Luther, decided to go traitor because of his receding hairline, and so he decided to declare for Horus. And by the time Lion got back over there, pretty much all of the Dark Angels stationed on Caliban, their home world, had turned traitor. And then a crazy F-off battle ensued. All of the traitor Dark Angels got sucked into the warp and spewed out across the galaxy.
So do you want to
And-
grab the array or grab something else? Because there's a shrine on the other side. I don't think we have a shrine yet.
And ever since then, the Dark Angels have felt extremely ashamed about the fact that a bunch of their guys turned traitor. It's like their biggest secret. They don't want anybody knowing that half of their legion turned traitor. And so they will kill anybody who even catches a whiff of what the Fallen are. And they will also mercilessly hunt down the Fallen, bring them back, interrogate them, get them to repent, and then murder them. Because
Yeah,
nobody,
the weird thing is a
absolutely
lot of
nobody
Marines from a
allowed to
lot of
know
chapters
that these guys
go
turned
traitor as well. So it's not like the Dark Angels would even be unique in that aspect.
We know. I know. All of us know. But still, these
Yeah,
guys.
I don't think we're supposed to know, but
these guys are kind of overcompensating, which is why it's kind of off-putting now. Let's see. What are some other genuinely cool Marine chapters?
Crimson Fists?
Yeah, the Crimson Fists. They're my boys. I like them. They're pretty nice, they're pretty humane, and they are stubborn to the end. They will put up a fight and they will go down dying gloriously. Although after the big WAS Nick Rod thing happened, the Crimson Fist started developing small squad tactics because they were short on supply, short on manpower, and so they started becoming really, really efficient with what they had. Like, they got stupid freaking good at their job. A small squad of Crimson Fists are now capable of doing what takes several squads of Astartes to accomplish. They have just improved. They are just that goddamn great at their job. Let's see. What's another based as AF Marine chapter? The Salamanders. Yeah, the Salamanders are pretty nice. Oh, Dunn, here's a fun fact. Did you know that the Salamanders are the only chapter of Marines that allow their individual Astartes to visit their families.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's just one of the many deeply humanizing aspects of the salamanders. These guys are genuinely care about civilian lives, which is very funny because they look like goddamned demons. I'm not.
Especially since aren't they the ones that are regenerate and have some of the most physical enhancements?
Well, technically, no. That's Vulcan. Their Primarch father, Vulcan, is functionally immortal. He's what's known as a perpetual. He will literally never die no matter how many times you kill him. He does not stay down.
Fire in the hole.
So, yeah, that's just a cool little thing about them. And about the salamanders as a whole. They're just
Nice
genuinely
pathfinding,
pretty cool.
Tarkus.
Let's see. Do you want me to give some examples of some pretty cool traitor marines, or do you want to stick with the loyal?
Sure, go for it.
All right. First and foremost is the Alpha Legion. I am heavily biased, but the Alpha Legion are one of my personal favorites. They are complete and utter memes in everything they do. They create plans so elaborate and complex that not even they know which side they're fighting for anymore. That is the Alpha Legion. These are the guys who show up on a planet and sell a bunch of drugs and incite an insurrection, and by the time the insurrection's in full swing, they've already packed up and left. They just go around causing chaos and having a ball of a time.
Chaos in the more literal sense of the term.
Yes, they are hilarious, but there's like a bunch of different flavors of Alpha Legion, because as you can imagine, with a faction whose whole stick is that not even they know what the heck is going on, some of them are genuinely loyalists.
Revive over here.
Like, some of them are genuinely just straight up loyalist Marines, and some of them are wholesale traitors. It's just they have a wide plethora of different viewpoints and positions, which, you know, nobody actually knows which side that Alpha Legion is fighting on, and that's kind of the appeal. It's that mystique and mysteriousness, that little unknown, like, ooh, are they really traitors or are they just loyalists? That's just a big part of the fun with them. And on top of all of that, like the Raven Guard, they use real tactics, real strategy. They don't go barreling forward like a frothing maniac, like some stupid world eater. No, they actually take up positions. They move from cover to cover, sniping and picking off key targets. They infiltrate, they sabotage, they assassinate. They are actually intelligent, which, again, like I'm saying, the fact that something like that is noteworthy about the Alpha Legion really speaks to how low the bar is when it comes to Marines.
Yeah, well, to be fair, what need does an Astartes have for tactics? Tactics are for people who die when they're shot.
This is
Marines die when they are shot. Have you ever seen how well a Marine holds up against a melt-a-gun to the face? It does not end well.
Yeah, well, the galaxy is not armed with melt-a-guns to the face, unless they're fire dragons.
The galaxy kind of is, particularly if they're fighting Sisters of Battle, who not only have melt-a-guns to the face, who have melt-a-guns that will burn clean through you, but they also have the means of transporting said melt-a-guns into your face.
Ooh, so, Parable of the Lion.
Yeah. Galaxy is scary. Marines who are completely reliant on the fact that they are Marines and they just completely try to
Yeah.
abuse that, they don't last
that's cool
very
stuff.
long. That's actually just like a bit of basic infantry tactics that gets ignored a lot. Is that a lot of people, when they look at a guy and they see, oh, look at how stupid tough he is. Look at all that armor he's got. He could just run down that hallway and get shot up, and he'll be just fine. There's no reason for him to be hiding behind cover. And then the guy runs down the hallway, and a lucky shot slips into his freaking eye lenses, and he dies instantly. Or worse, the lucky shot is actually not just simply a lucky shot, but an extremely lethal lucky shot that was able to puncture through armor. So his brain matter didn't stand a chance. And that is just an attitude that really needs to just die. It's like, why do you still think that? The armor and the toughness isn't there, so that way you can just be completely reckless and let yourself get shot up. It's there so that way if you do get shot, you don't instantly die. Because keep in mind, if a Marine doesn't have his armor on and he gets shot by a bolter, it doesn't matter if that bolter is from a Sister of Battle or a fully fledged Astartes.
I think
dying.
it does.
No,
I
it
think
doesn't.
bolters have different calibers, and that not every bolter is the same. It's like there are bolters for Inquisitors, bolters for Sisters, bolters for Guard, and bolters for Astartes, and they're not all necessarily the same.
That is true. Technically, they're not the same caliber, but the caliber they have is still enough to kill an Astartes easily. So, in a sense, no, it doesn't matter. And it never will matter. Because you can't ever be that insanely tough unless you're a goddamned Primarch or something. Or a gigantic-ass monster. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's go through the traders really quickly. So, listed off the Alpha Legion. First lit guys I would pick as my top favorites. Right behind them is the Iron Warriors. Why? Because, well, they're cunts. They're assholes. They don't give a shit about anything. They just kind of like they just dig. They dig in. They dig their huge trench lines, and then they fire their artillery for months on end, laughing away as they watch your enemies crumble and die, fighting like it's World War I all day, every day, giving zero fucks about casualties, and treating war like it's just a big old math equation. It's like, oh, we need 500 men to siege this fortification and take it? Okay, well, I got about 1,000 men, so let's just go and throw bodies at it and see how it works. And next thing you know, it actually turns out that they needed only 400 after all. Which is just a huge selling point for the Iron Warriors, is that they are just like this. They are genuinely cunts who don't care about collateral damage. They will just siege all day, every day, and have a laugh while they're at it. As a matter of fact, Dunn, here's a funny thing. In one of the novels, there was an instance where a word bearer's captain is taking fire, and he realizes that the shells are coming in from the Iron Warriors. He calls, because this is during like the Istvan 5 Dropside Massacre or something, and they're supposed to be working together to kill the Loyalists. And so he calls them up. He's like, "Stop shelling us! You're hitting our own troops!" And then the Iron Warrior opens up the line, and he's laughing his ass off, and he says, Have faith, word bearer. We're all bleeding today. It is literally stop.
Crap.
You're hitting our own troops. Lol, said the Iron Warrior. Lamau.
Yeah. Okay, that's
How to get up there?
Yeah, I cleared out a lot of the orcs, but yeah, they managed to smoke me.
Let's see. Another traitor legion that's also among my favorites. The Thousand Sons.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, sure. The meme is that they're space Egyptians, and you'd be correct. They are definitely Egyptian inspired. But also the fact, but also, I think what draws people into the Thousand Sons is their story, their narrative. Because the entire thing reeks of tragedy. Like, the universe itself conspired against the Thousand Sons. They are just simply victims of circumstances and their own father's extreme hubris. Which, by extension,
really quick.
which by extension makes the Thousand Sons incredibly sympathetic.
So you want to finish sweeping up the orcs over near the shrine, or you want to go for the throat?
Let me just quickly resupply. Get my new units in. Okay.
So,
Hey, look, it's Marines using cover. Actual tactics.
Yeah, continue with the Alpha Legion.
Oh, we're not talking about the Alpha Legion anymore.
Oh, okay. Which one?
We're talking about Thousand Sons.
Thousand Sons. Okay.
Yeah. Also, a thing that I really like about Thousand Sons, they are dedicated to the Chaos God Tzeentch, and I think we went over. Yeah, I think we went over Tzeentch before, have we?
We've talked a little bit about Tzeentch. I don't know much about him though.
He's the most powerful Chaos God, hands down. Like, this guy, his whole spiel is change, mutation, magic, sorcery, science, knowledge, hope, progress. Those are the things that define Tzeentch. Everything about him is inevitable change of some sort or another. You want to create this cool invention. You want to seek out knowledge and uncover the secrets of the universe. Congratulations, you have just fed Tzeentch just by simply desiring all of that. And of course, he is more than happy to share with you these so-called secrets of the universe in exchange for your sanity.
Yeah, there's a reason ignorance is considered such a virtue in 41st millennium.
Yeah, remember
him into the bomb.
Remember what you said about my own little thing, the whole entire Faucian deal or whatever that is.
Faustian deal, yeah.
Yeah, that is
Faucian deal.
that is Tzeentch verbatim. That is his entire vibe. And it's really friggin' cool. Remember what I said earlier about the universe seeming to have conspired against the Thousand Sons? Yeah, that's not an accident. That was Tzeentch all along. The changer of ways himself picked out the Thousand Sons because of their proclivity to psychic power, and he really, really likes psychers. So he plucked those boys out and decided to make them his patron legion.
Psyker? So, I don't even know her.
So basically, he manipulated Magnus the Red and his entire legion, all and strung him along until, well, he ended up selling out his very soul to save him and his legion from the wrath of the Emperor. So yeah, that is the Thousand Sons. That is a part of their backstory, and that's a thing that makes him really cool. Oh yeah, also there's this thing called the Rubric of Ahriman that happened. Basically what happened was that the Thousand Sons had a genetic curse that caused them to spontaneously mutate into these horrible abominations, and Magnus managed to keep it at bay for a long time until, he sold his soul to Tzeentch, and Tzeentch promptly reinstituted the flesh change, as it was called. And so Ahriman, one of their chief librarian and captain, decided to perform a ritual that will permanently free them of the flesh change. Spoiler alert, it did not.
Well, it kind of did.
What happened instead was that all of the Marines within the Legion...
you should get out of there. You're going to die.
All the Marines within the Legion were turned to dust and their armor magically sealed to contain their soul and the dust of their bodies. They are basically mummies now, inside of their own armor. Their soul is basically not there anymore.
Their soul is there. It's about the only thing that is.
Yeah.
Chaos is really big about the whole technically correct sort of thing.
Yeah.
You are technically correct.
The best kind of correct.
Yeah. Technically, you're correct. Their soul is still inside of there, but when you go up and look at them and look them in the eyes, they are completely vacant. There is not a body behind it anymore. It's basically just a machine. They are basically soulless automaton at this point. All except for their sorcerers. Their sorcerers are the only ones who gotta keep their bodies and don't suffer the flesh change.
Got any health packs?
I used up one. I used them up. Just one up.
So basically, the Thousand Sons as an army are just an army of sealed up suits, soulless automaton, marching forward, led by a sorcerer. Which is that's a vibe. That is pretty cool. And now I cover it. Those are my favorite trader Marines. I mean, I could talk about, let's say, the Red Corsairs, but they're not that noteworthy. They're pretty cool.
Oh, whoa!
I can tell you about the lamest Marines, in my opinion. And I know those are some spicy hot takes.
It's the Space Wolves, I think, was one of them.
Yes, chief among them, actually, is the Space Wolves. But the only thing that I think is worse than the Space Wolves is the Black Legion. I have no respect for the Black Legion. Okay, that's pretty fair. Yeah, the Black Legion have suffered failure after failure after failure, achieving absolutely nothing in the setting. The only thing that they've managed to accomplish in 10,000 years is blowing up Cadia, is breaking through the Cadian Gate, which, oh wow, how incredible. You managed to take one planet. Sure, it might have been the most fortified planet in the entirety of the galaxy, second only to Terra, but how many attempts did it take you again? Oh, that's right. 13. 13 Black Crusades. And some of them could hardly be called crusades. And some of them, your leader, supposed War Master Abaddon the Despoiler, was nearly killed off by some chump space marines.
Yeah. Then again, in one crusade he got Dracnian, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. But he had to find it inside like the webway or something, so...
Not originally.
Well, I mean, that is the current lore behind it.
Yeah, the old lore, the Deceiver led him to it.
Interesting. Yeah, I see why they retconned that, because that just begs a lot of questions. Why the heck is the Catan sharded the Deceiver helping Abaddon?
That's a very good question, and now, thanks to stupid retcons, we'll never know.
I mean, Is it a stupid retcon if the retcon makes more sense than the original canon?
Yeah, well, the original canon had more intrigue to it.
There's intrigue, and then there's just what? Because the Catan don't give a shit about the freaking Chaos Marines. They never cared about Chaos or the Warp. So why the heck write it like this? If anything, it would probably make more sense that Zinch would have led him to it or something. Well, anyway, that's neither here nor there. They thankfully changed that up because that has been weird. But yeah, so bottom of the barrel for me is the Black Legion, and then the Space Wolves. And let's see, what's another?
Black Legion are like Ultramarines without the dignity.
They're like Ultramarines, except without the flavor, without the better writing, without the character, without the fluff,
without the plot armor,
without the Primarch. No, they have all the plot armor in the world. The fact that Abaddon the Despoiler isn't dead yet just is proof of it.
Yeah, but it hadn't done much for his win-loss.
It doesn't do much for his win-loss. You're correct. But the fact that he's still alive at all is incredible.
Not really, because Black Legions are kind of cowardly.
I wouldn't characterize them as cowardly. I would characterize them as chaotic stupid.
Yeah, they're supposed to be cowardly. They wind up being stupid because Games Workshop doesn't know how to write.
They haven't been cowardly, at least from my understanding. Them being cowardly is the complete polar opposite of what they're supposed to be.
Because what do you expect from traitors? Courage and honor?
No, because they're the sons. They were originally the Sons of Horus. The Sons of Horus were known for brutal shock tactics. They were shock troopers. Because keep in mind, originally they were the cooler wolves. They were the space wolves. No, not the space wolves. They were the lunar wolves. My bad. They got that, and there's a reason why they're called the lunar wolves. But that's a story for another day.
This guy's freaking dicing me in close combat. This is why I don't usually go shooty commander, especially not early game, is because there's usually a combat commander would be tying this guy down so he can't do this.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
That said, shooty commander is really good later on, but not so good as to need to tech into it early. It's when you start getting plasma guns and whatnot and heavy weapons that he gets really good, actually.
Yeah. Let's see.
It is funny how fast Devastators are in this game.
Yeah, I guess. And to be fair, on the tabletop, Devastators move at the same speed as regular Marines. They just suffer penalties for shooting. Well, speaking of which, guess which game I played today?
Bolt action.
Bolt gun.
Bolt gun. Okay.
Yeah. It's the new boomer shooter styled as a 40K game. It's pretty cool. I think I already mentioned it.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool, and I actually got Space Marine. Yeah, and Idris Elba as a Jinn. Okay, that does sound like it would be very interesting.
Huh. Okay, yeah, that seems like it'd be pretty cool. Let's see. The Emperor's Children. Emperor's Children are not interesting.
Yeah.
I was gonna put it
if
out.
Slanesh is the sex god, why does Zinch have 1,000 sons?
Huh?
But 1,000 sons. But
That was low hanging fruit. But yeah, well.
Okay, so it is very cool so far. Okay.
yeah, the real trick to it is we gotta like be working together towards a single direction, not splitting up.
Yeah.
Well, Trip,
Because
there
I
was
can
your.
routinely get like 10 honors early on. I don't think it matters too much because you're gonna get more experience than you are ever gonna need.
Well, Trip, there was your hint that Slanesh was okay with some very bad stuff. She took the Emperor's children.
And then did terrible things to them.
So, Dunn, you want
Very
Unforgiving Truth
terrible
on Amond?
Sure. Or what? Unforgiving Truth. What's that?
That's a bolter.
Yeah. Let me see. Just a ball. Herald of Coming Doom.
Unforgiving Truth. You can't take it yet. Never mind. I don't know why. You're level 4 too. You should have been able to grab it. Is it only Tarkus? Oh, it's only Tarkus and Thaddeus for some reason. Yeah, there is a Mantle of Cronus. That's a pretty neat armor. Depends on what he's wearing now. Oh, you get the Karas of Azariah.
So put that on there.
Yep.
Okay.
And you no longer need the Mantle of the Great Father. You can only wear one of those, so you might as well just dump that one.
This one?
Yeah.
So...
No, just donate it.
graphics
There are a
aren't
handful
bad.
of different Force Commander armors, and you can only get one.
Okay, so get rid of... so how do I...
Drag it over to where it says Librarian. Ta-da! And you can do that with any war gear that sucks. Like, I don't know how you're intending to build Thaddeus, so you might want to keep the Bolter around. Scourge of Xenos, Furious Absolution. Scourge of Xenos, Furious Absolution. Purge of Victory Bay! Yeah.
So
Purge of
keep
Victory
this
Bay
guy.
is one of my favorites. Okay. See what Cyrus... Oh, Cyrus can take a bolter or a shotgun. Ooh, he can get stillness.
So initiates less no strength. That's a little bit better. That's better than the one he has.
One is more range, one is more damage up close. You can't go wrong. It's just you got to use it right. Avitus, I'm definitely getting him up to advanced optics. Extends the range of all weapons he uses. And he's got an armor 10. He's got an armor 5.
Would you say keep this or donate it?
Keep what? Improved scout armor. Yeah, donate. Unless Cyrus isn't wearing anything at all.
Yeah, he's got Grim Silence on.
Okay.
And
And
what
pretty
about
soon he'll
this?
get that Carapace of Purgation. Okay, Mantle of Cronus. Yeah, I'm going to put Mantle of Cronus on Tarkus. We're going to leave the armor behind so that Thaddeus can wear something as soon as we get him, which I think we're pretty close to. Let's check other things. Parable of the Lion for accuracy on Avitus. Tarkus is pretty good. Ooh, 10 armor rating. Who's got an open slot they don't care about? I don't know. We teched into the Signum super hard. I guess we can keep that around for when Thaddeus shows up, because he's going to need it. Spoilers, because Thaddeus is squishy.
Okay.
Yeah. though. We can dump this heavy bolter at least. Because dumping equipment early is actually really good because you need so little experience to level up.
So, I would assume that taking out the improved bolt pistol would be a good idea.
Yeah. There's another upgrade theory that you want to keep it around until you get the 6th squad member.
Mm. Yeah, I have Herald of Oncoming Doom and Pistol Ball.
Yeah. Okay. Have you played through Dawn of War 2 before?
No, this is the first
Okay,
one.
then I'm not going to spoil it because it's really cool.
Okay.
Okay, we got the true enemy coming up, so I think we're ready to go. We're not going to get to use Cyrus, so anything we've done for him is not going to matter. Here's where we get member 4, I believe.
Okay.
I think I'm going to maybe. No.
Bonk! Yeah, you get to do that in Dawn of War 2. Use your drop pods aggressively.
Which is something you should be able to do on the tabletop as well. You know, just casually dropping them literally on top of the enemy. That'll cause balance issues.
That's the thing. 40k, there are so many balance issues, quote unquote, that just fly in the face of fluff because never in the game is it actually a straight fight. I mean, if the Battle for McCrag was in point values, the Tyranids would outpoint the Ultramarines and the entire Imperium by a factor of thousands.
No, they wouldn't outpoint them. Because
yeah, they would, because they're absurdly expensive. I think you get Ted. Yes, you get Ted.
Yeah. I never really cared that much about the lore anyway.
I can tell. You don't like Black Templars.
I mean, I know about the Hell's Reach and Grimaldus and all that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But the Black Templars are kind of lame.
Fatty is just standing there.
And look, you don't have to be a fan of the lore to know that the Black Templars are lame. It is just simply a fact.
Yeah, they used to be a lot cooler.
No, they have never been cool.
You weren't around in 3rd edition, clearly.
Clearly, I haven't. I don't know why the heck anybody thinks that they're genuinely the best or something.
Because of 3rd edition, where they were really, really overpowered.
So they were always lame. Because that's what that translates to. Being extremely overpowered, that kind of just sucks. Isn't that like a big issue people had with the Ultramarines? Is that they were stupid overpowered?
No, overpowered in gameplay, not in lore. The Ultramarines' power level in lore has always been gameplay has always been kind of questionable, and they've actually been on the lower end usually.
Okay.
But in the lore, they're OP.
Okay, so the Ultramarines never had BS rules or any of that?
They eventually did, but they weren't as BS as other things, like the Grey Knights. They were super BS.
Oh.
It's like Grey Knights could get Razorbacks for 35 points.
So let me get this. Oh, so let me get this straight. So people were hating on the Ultramarines because their lore was bad, and by bad I mean it was stupid BS. Yet the rules were kind of just, it was mid, and
Yeah, pretty mid.
everybody
They
hated
weren't that
them.
hard to beat if you knew what you were doing. They certainly weren't overpowered. It's just they were really insufferable. And maybe this was not helped by the fact that 300 recently came out. Yeah, 300 did terrible things to Space Marine players.
Well, in the lore, they're insufferable. Their lore is crap. Their tabletop rules were mid, and everybody hates them because of the lore. Like, for
Yep.
me, you have to understand really quick. I do not give a damn about the lore. I care more about the actual gameplay, because this hobby isn't just simply the lore alone. It's also the tabletop.
Yeah, it's
And let me
also
tell
not
you,
sheerly the gameplay alone. It's also the lore.
yeah, but no. Here's the thing: most people, myself included, we can tolerate some garbage lore for a bit, as long as it's not like the gameplay is so absolutely game breaking that I never want to even bother touching the game ever again. Like, I just don't want to touch this ever again. Because, like, Leagues of O10, if people hate the Leagues of O10, I can understand that 100%. Their rules were the most bullshit thing in all of 9th edition. If people don't ever want to play against Iron Hands ever again, even though, let's be frank, they got really toned down, that's perfectly acceptable and understandable. Like, I don't understand why is it then. Actually, I do understand. I'm just kind of exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah, because people actually care about the lore in things. The lore is what decides things. The lore is what sets the context for everything. It decides what should happen in the universe given certain factors.
Mm-hmm.
The lore determines what a Space Marine even is. It's why anyone cares.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Oh no, Ted went down. Get used to that happening. Yeah, this is also why I usually give Tarkus the med pack, because Tarkus has 3 Marines to chew through.
Yeah, okay, so I get why the hate is over there. However, I am going to just reiterate, it's been like a decade or something.
It has been a decade since I gave a damn.
Yeah.
And there we go.
So basically, there's absolutely nothing that can be done to redeem the Ultramarines in your eyes. They are forever at the bottom.
No, they're not at the bottom. That's the funny thing. Ultramarines should be that good. They should be the spiritual liege, but the 5th edition lore was just far too tryhard.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what's your opinion of them now?
Give me a second. At the micro. Well, now, after I've largely stopped caring about what the lore is now, because I'm pretty sure it's never going to get better, it's like, I think of the Ultramarines basically as they are what they should have been. The all-arounders that can do anything, but nothing exceptionally well.
Mm-hmm.
And what makes Ultramarines so super should never have been, it's like they can outpunch anybody. It should have been they are the most well-rounded and capable of all different combat styles. Even if that rarely actually wound up panning out, because it was basically they are good at shooting things.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of sounds like where they're at in the lore right now.
Yeah, but it's like Ultramarines should be capable in close combat.
Yeah, okay. So you just haven't even bothered picking up any lore about them at all as of late. You just stopped caring and didn't even bother looking back.
Correct.
Damn, that's me with Star Wars.
Yep.
Yikes.
Yeah, 40K to me is like a childhood friend who got heavily involved in drug dealing. It's like watching someone that you cared about destroy themselves.
That is kind of accurate. Yeah.
Damn.
That's
And
not
like,
a lot.
it could have been different. It could have been dignified. It could have been something. Instead, it is nothing.
That's insane. Because, well, it's kind of, on the rise at the moment. Like, Star Wars is completely dead in the water. It is gone. There's no more salvaging Star Wars. Its reputation has been too thoroughly smeared and pummeled into the ground, and so publicly, too. Nobody is going to give this shit a chance ever again. Lucasfilm is basically donezo at this point. They just keep releasing flop after flop after flop. At least with 40K, they currently have like a chance. At least with Games Workshop, they have a chance. But holy crap, the absolute state of Star Wars right now.
Yeah, to be fair, Games Workshop did not help anything whatsoever. They are a terrible company.
Well, yeah, generally, for the most part. I'm not a big fan of their extremely extortionate prices.
That's part of it. That's about 60% of it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Like, there's always,
put
of course,
improved power armor on him.
Yep.
There's
And
also-
also the purity seal. It's level 4. He can't take it.
So
Okay. Tarkus is going to take on the health pack. Aramis or Aemon can take on the Signum because you've teched really hard into getting all of the communications arrays, meaning you're going to have the ability to use that thing many, many times. Let's see what Thaddeus looks like right now, what he can take. Yeah, Merciless Strike is pretty good. I'd say it's a pretty staple-ish. Other than that, you could go with anything, really.
hmm.
Oh yeah, Dunn, did you hear about Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny?
I haven't heard much about it.
Look up its Rotten Tomatoes scores if you want to have a laugh.
Bad.
Yes, very. As a matter of fact, for once, the critics actually seem to have a finger on the pulse of what the audience wants, and they're just like, bro, nobody wants to see Jones reduced to a sad, decrepit old man getting dragged along by some uppity, smug chick that we just met.
Yeah.
It's
okay,
literally...
now that we've got... hang on a sec. Now that we've got 5 squad members, we can start doing more interesting things with how we deploy squads and which ones we deploy. Basically, I like to think of it as like 2 routes. The shooty route, where we go commander because we have to, and then go Tarkus Avitus Cyrus, or we could go the power armor route, Tarkus Avitus Thaddeus, or we could go the like DPS route, which is Avitus Cyrus Thaddeus. Basically, there are all sorts of different combinations, and they'll play differently. Usually, I go Tarkus Avitus Cyrus in this case because Cyrus gets stupid overpowered later.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, you take Avitus, let me take Cyrus. Because Cyrus requires a lot of micro, but he's stupid good.
Yeah, so basically, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is just a rehash of the sequel trilogy.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, I think you want to click the drop pod to reassign squads. Maybe I can assign it myself. Oh yeah, I can do it myself. I'm going to take Cyrus and Tarkus.
Okay, and I'll take Avitus.
Okay, there we go.
Defend the array or Spider Among Flies?
We'll do both of them eventually. Let's do Spider Among Flies because Cyrus isn't really great in defense missions. Let's check what Cyrus is on now. I like Cyrus with a bolter. Maybe at this stage, shotgun will be better. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that equipment. Okay, yeah, let's go.
Sorry.
So yeah, I got nothing more to say on that. It really does speak for itself.
Okay. Sorry, it's canceled for some reason.
But hey, I
There
guess
we
that's literally just another instance of the leaks being correct.
Dang.
Yeah.
Leaks
Because
correct on what again?
Indiana
Leaks.
Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Ah,
Because, yeah, I'm willing to bet that the leaks about it being something to do with stupid time traveling and in going back in time to a young Indy and stopping him from doing some sort of adventure, and thus Indiana Jones gets deleted, and now this young upstart lady has to do everything.
the cynic's rule of life. Everything is shit until proven otherwise.
Yep.
Okay, you want to go to the Foundry or the Shrine?
Man, I imagine you must never get disappointed.
Pretty much.
Damn. Lucky you.
Yeah, because I never give anything a chance.
Mm.
Okay, I like to hold him back. Cyrus goes ahead, scouts. And when they can't see me scout... hang on a sec, I'll take out this tower.
Oh.
Yeah, so do you want a detailed explanation
And
as to why I despise the Black Templars?
Go for it.
Okay, it's very simple. Crusades. That's it. That's the beginning and the end of it. The fact that they are literally just a bunch of crazy religious crusaders going around being extremely stupid and ignorant and absolutely murdering everything. I do not vibe with that in the slightest.
Well, they're not supposed to be ignorant. I mean, they're still Astartes.
Well, yeah, but they're the extremely racist one. That's
Also,
the whole
racism
thing.
is very relative in the 41st millennium.
Yeah, from what I've
racism
observed,
doesn't actually exist in the 41st millennium.
Yeah, at least not as we would understand it. Now, I'm going to
It's
slip
species.
forward with Cyrus and bomb this building first. Because this is how Cyrus generally works.
Generally a speciesist.
Yeah. So the
Cyrus is
correct.
going to run around a bit.
So the correct version of racism. And by that I mean, in the literal, in the actual sense of the words.
Yeah, it's like 40K
not-
does have words for species, but they're more high Gothic. So when people call things races in 40K, that's technically not true.
No, I mean the reason why I'm saying that is because there technically aren't any races amongst humans.
Yeah, it's pretty much just
Ah,
humanity.
Yeah, there's basically just no such thing as races when it comes to humans at all. Like the differences between us are so minute and so insignificant that it's basically negligible. Like we cannot actually call each other different races.
Yes, we can.
Well, yeah, we can in the most literal sense. We can't just
They
say
exist.
that. But
They don't morally matter, but they exist. And more to the point, cultures are a lot more of an issue anyway. It's like race is a lot more of an issue outside America, because in America is very arbitrary. The War Fighters.
I would say that
Shit.
I would say that race is less of an issue outside of America, as in people care about it less outside of America.
Damn it!
Because over here we really give a damn about it. Like it means a lot.
We do, but what we call racism is more culturism.
That actually sounds fairly reasonable.
Yeah, the only reason we got totally ass fucked there is because I didn't want to take this, because I wasn't sure what your plan was. Foundry or Shrine? Okay. Essentially, the difference between the three is that Shrines give you more charges on your Rosarius. Foundries give you more bonus points for completing the mission, which become very critical in defense missions, and communications arrays give you more shots with your Signum.
Also is correct right now. If anybody ever finds this, we will totally be cancelled. Probably because some person
cancellation comes for everybody. It's just they're going to find the reason later.
Yeah, because they'll totally just mishear all of this out of context.
It's not rational anyway. Don't worry about it.
I know it's not rational. Everybody knows it is not rational. Cancel culture is the exact polar opposite of rational. It's right, you can get canceled for being rational. That is the nature of the beast.
Yeah, but it's why I love humanity so much.
It's kind of... There's such a thing as a bad time to be sarcastic or bad sarcasm. It's particularly when it is so freaking obvious you're being sarcastic.
Crap. Looks like I'm on my own for a sec. Don't worry. I got Cyrus. And Cyrus is good.
Yeah, I hope so. Didn't he show up in one of those poorly done parody series? of like 40K or something. Like, wasn't he? Didn't he like show up in a text to speech episode or something?
Cyrus? Not that I knew of.
Pretty sure. Might have just been like
Yeah, because Cyrus is where you start to get into the really funny things about Dawn of War 2 not being canon anymore. Thanks, 8th edition. Or actually, technically, the fault lies with... Yeah, it does lie with 8th edition. 8th edition is why Dawn of War isn't canon anymore.
I'm sorry, why?
Yeah, it has to do with a quick throwaway line later on, but I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
No, don't murder Ball. This isn't Chaos Rising yet. No. Okay.
Oh, by the way, what do you think of the Black Library excuse for the lore being inconsistent? Like the whole everything is canon, not all of it is true.
It used to be that was a way to ensure that everybody could be creative with the lore, so long as they generally played along with its rules. Now it's just used as an excuse.
Yeah. I mean, that's legit just... That's why I referred to it as an excuse when I was asking the question.
Oh man, Cyrus has way more grenades. Hang on.
Because to me, it just sounds like...
bomb.
Because to me, that just sounds like a piss poor excuse to just have characters who are clearly dead, like, come back.
Yeah, I've always been really sniffy at the whole, it's fiction, it doesn't matter. Technically, yes. You're not supposed to think that when you're consuming it, though.
Yeah. I mean, hey, the best response is, okay, then I just won't read it. Because it doesn't matter. None of it matters. So why the heck are you writing it? Why the hell are we even talking about it?
Now let Cyrus take this building before we just jump into here.
If you really want to take a step, if you also want to take it a step further, you could even flip it on their head and be like, okay, so why the heck are you defending it if it doesn't matter?
Yeah, it's like, this is one of the reasons why I stopped writing my book, because best case scenario, it turns into some other widely popular intellectual property that everybody shits on inside of 20 years because no one writes it as I intended for it to be written. It's just going to be another Star Wars, another 40K, another all of these things that get ruined because people do not care. It's just a vehicle for getting money because everybody's a fan of it, and that means free money, and there are no obligations for it. But yes, there are obligations for it. The fan base exists. They're not just a money bucket. They exist because they expect loyalty to a product. And when you give them loyalty to a product, that's when they keep supporting it with lots and lots of money. But when you insult the product, when you clearly don't care, then suddenly you're going to get a lot of people hating you for it. There's a lot of passion in fandoms. And you have to be very, very aware of it, very careful of it. Make sure that you're parsing the lore correctly, making sure that you're understanding it the way it was intended to be understood. The death of the author is a lie.
Yeah, the only...
Oh, that's so overkill. Yeah, those two Guardians are fucked.
I wouldn't exactly say that's entirely a lie.
Yeah, I agree with Drake. It's
it is sort of important that because wait a second. What do we even mean by the death of the author? What does that even
Oh,
mean?
you never heard of that? It's
No, I have heard of
essentially a
it.
literary
Well,
idea that anybody's interpretation of a work of fiction is just as valid as the author's.
No,
Uh-huh.
that's stupid.
It's the idea that essentially the author didn't notice this, but they subconsciously inserted a bunch of lesbian subtext into their story and stuff of that nature.
That's just stupid. That's just headcanon. You don't even like because
Yeah, and honestly, it's a little desperate.
You see, death of the author usually means that the work can be examined on its own without need of what the author's intention is. You can just take a look at the thing for what it is and examine it. You don't need the author's opinion to understand the literary work. This isn't death of the author as I understand it. This is just I'm going to make up whatever the hell I want based off of absolutely nothing. I'm going to headcanon my own bullshit insert it in
that's
here.
how you use the signum. Let Cyrus spot for you, and then just use it from super far away because the range of the signum is ridiculous.
Did you hear?
And because Cyrus has the perk to not drain energy when he's not moving, he can actually be a really good spotter. That's one of the many, many things that make Cyrus ridiculous.
Yeah, because anyway, did you hear anything I said in response to that?
Not exactly.
Yeah, because I was just expressing how I felt on what death of the author means, and this isn't just what you described. That does not even sound remotely close to being like how I understood it. That just sounds like a piss poor excuse to insert your own bullcrap headcanon in there, rather than actually taking a look at the work and letting it speak for itself. Which
yeah, it kind of is.
That was how I understood the concept of death of the author, is that you don't need the author's opinion. You can just simply take a look at what they've created and you'll understand it it speaks for itself.
Yeah, most of it is death of the author. A lot of people use that excuse on J.K. Rowling, especially people who hate her. They'll take death of the author as kind of just, I can read her books, I just don't care about her politics or something like that.
Okay, but that's a healthy thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfectly fine, normal, and healthy thing to do.
Funniest thing is, the weirdest thing about the J.K. Rowling situation is just that she agrees with pretty much every single one of their talking points, except for one. And
she doesn't even disagree that hard. It's just that she has priorities. You cannot prioritize literally everyone simultaneously.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing about the trans rights issue. Trans issues often it's a complicated issue, but it seems as though based on what is going on right now, especially with the women's athletes stuff, where a number of trans women have competed, they are able to break every record because they still have the same musculature that they had when they were dudes.
Yeah. Now with you can drop a signum on those banshees right up there.
I think I'm out.
Okay. Well, I'm out of infiltration. Well,
Yeah. Trans people are hot or lower on the progressive stack.
Weirdly enough, they started rising because J.K. Rowling, like, used to be one of the big ones in the
Allow me to
uh,
quickly elaborate as to what I mean by that. I mean, they are considered more oppressed than everyone else.
oh yeah.
Where the heck did Tarkus go? Oh, Tarkus go boom. Uh-oh, we need to pull back. Oh, this is fucked. Okay, we're not screwed yet. It's just that it's become the Cyrus show a lot earlier than I thought it was going to be.
Mm,
All right. Just let him get his people back, his meat shields. All right, good to go.
yeah, they generally are lower on the scale, and that's kind of caused a lot of friction, it seems, where a lot of the a lot of progressives really aren't able to get on board with the
Damn it.
trans stuff. In terms of full fellowshipping them, I suppose is the best way of putting it. Because there are people who are on the side of J.K. Rowling where they're just not interested, and there's even people like Rick Worley who are saying no. Like, if that's the trans rights is gay erasure, I don't know how much I agree with that point of view. But it is kind of interesting that they're kind of eating themselves in a lot of ways.
Which is also nothing new.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It is the nature of their whole ideology that they end up consuming themselves.
Yeah.
They are just simply the infinite Ouroboros in that sense.
Yep.
Yeah, you go ahead and chat up. I'll save this level.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of
You can go follow Cyrus. That'd be pretty fun to watch.
Okay, so it fits onto there. Now it fits onto there.
So what exactly is the plot of Dial of Destiny aside from time travel?
As far as I'm concerned, that's pretty much it. Although I do know that it also involves Indiana Jones getting deleted from the timeline or something. So yeah. Old Indy gets deleted because I think young Indy gets killed or something.
Wow. So literally the sequels. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I
There
know
we go.
I'm going off of some very old memory that I barely even some very old information I barely even got in the first place. So take all of it with an extreme amount of salt.
Heavy on the salt.
Very heavy.
We mustn't skimp on the salt.
Nope. Also, Codex, I'm sorry for responding just right now.
Hey, Codex.
Or acknowledging you just right now.
Okay, now we have a good beachhead for fighting the boss. Now we can retreat if we need to. Incidentally, the retreat button is X. So you can just like select a unit, press X, and you'll run back to the point. We should be using that to keep from dying, but
You're playing Marines. They know no fear, remember? I'm sorry, Drake. Was that tactics I heard you advocating for, but I thought Marines have no need for tactics.
Marines don't.
No, they don't always need tactics. It helps.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when we're up against, like, armies.
Mm-hmm.
And especially after it's like, I'm not familiar to what degree Dunn knows his Soulstorm cannon.
Nope.
Yeah, the Soulstorm was a loss for the Blood Ravens. They lost 5 companies.
Oh. Okay.
So they are massively depopulated. There are about 400 Blood Ravens left alive at this point in their chapter's history.
Okay. Was that the big spoiler you were worried about?
It's one of them.
Okay.
It's kind of more of a footnote. The spoiler that makes Dawn of War not canon anymore has to do with the 4th faction. I can't see the ring.
Can you
Yeah,
not?
I'm just gonna retreat really quick, get back some health, and then
And
I'm gonna
meanwhile,
revive
Tarkus
the
can
commander.
suck it up for a little bit.
Can you not say their name because that's the spoiler?
Kinda.
I have been doing some research into 40k. So far, I think it's Lutien.
Luton?
Luton. Yeah, he's got a pretty exhaustive playlist that I've been listening to.
Yeah, pretty good stuff to listen to for building or painting minis. His Emperor series is probably the thing that launched his channel like the most. Like got him like the most amount of attention.
Yeah, that Emperor series is extremely exhaustive.
Yeah. There's a lot of information, a lot of old conflicting lore and canon about who the heck this guy even is. And yeah, let's just say it's really painted an image of him in my head as a very shitty person.
Ooh. Got plasma.
Also, no, it does not ever stop raining, Trip. This they're fighting in this is a British game, so so the sun can never show up. Just ask Becca. Just ask her how the weather's like in Britain.
Man, we have no resilience. That sucks. Okay, that's how foundries work, by the way. If we actually get up to one of these 2 lines, we get extra deployments for the day, which matter a lot in the parts of the game where we have limited number of days to defend points. So we have to both stay alive, kill everything, and be as quick about it as possible. In that order. I like to go anyway.
Y'all ever had that feeling? We're just sitting over there, you know, that there's just something dangling over your head, and there's nothing you can do about it, and all you can do is just constantly just try to delay the inevitable, but eventually you're gonna have to deal with it, and it's gonna suck.
Why do you think I wasn't here last week?
I didn't even know you weren't there.
That's because I know it all too well. I had to take a sick day today because I had a panic attack yesterday.
Oh.
Okay, now we start to get things opened up. Armor of Vandy, that's only a Tarkus thing anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So
That's also kind of a funny coincidence, considering that today I had to depict my main protagonist suffering a panic attack.
hmm,
Not sure if I did it right.
hmm.
Yeah, you can go battle cry now, or you could go.
Yeah, I decided to put chance of resolve in there. So
Chance of resolve 1 to will, 8 resistance. Yeah, 8 resistance versus 6 range damage. I like the damage because I can move quick enough anyway, and Abaddis can especially move very quickly. You got to spam that sprint move. That sprint is insane. It's probably one of the best aspects about him.
So put Merciless Truth on him.
Not on Abaddis.
Okay, which one?
Yeah, usually I like to go Purge of Victory Bay, but we're probably going to get something better before the... Oh, and he's also got Armor of Destroyer. It looks like he can actually equip that.
Armor of the Destroyer, put it on?
Yep. Yeah, because there are a lot of different armors, like Armor of the Destroyer, Armor of Vandia, Raven's Barding of Flight. I don't think Cyrus gets one, because his armors are all unique by definition, but there are lots of armors that only go to one person, and when you start getting those, they should be in heavy consideration, especially early game when you don't have much yet, and this is nothing. If you can see all your equipment, it's the early game.
So, okay, so I definitely want to click Tartarus on.
Yep.
Since
And
Tartarus is a level
Righteous
5
Wisdom
chance
on...
Tartarus? That's a type of Terminator armor.
I think it was actually named after the Tartarus from Dawn of War 1.
So sell the improved bolter and the improved chainsword.
Say the improved chainsword for Thaddeus. Speaking of whom, he's going to be really relevant in the next mission. How's your micro?
What do you mean by micro?
It's like using the abilities on your units.
So I'm decent at it. So would you say put the Raven Mantle on Thaddeus?
Yep.
Or...
And he should be able to equip the Purity Seal that gives him plus 10 armor. Oh, boo. Wah wah. Not quite.
Also, I completely understand now. However, I would not partake in it myself.
Sword of Damocles. All right, I think we're hooked up.
Yeah, except Thaddeus. I like to give Thaddeus grenades if he can't equip a Purity Seal. So he can go ahead and take Cyrus's grenades, because Cyrus shouldn't be involved in this next mission anyway.
Yeah, I do know that he has a blind grenade pack, or at least there is a blind grenade pack.
Yeah, so who do you want on the defense mission? Abaddis and Tarkus are generally a lot of sit around and shoot things, but kind of maneuver when they get into combat. Though I like to have the med pack on Tarkus, so he heals everybody if they need it. That's incredibly helpful to stop people from dying.
I can even stop people from dying. How about you take Thaddeus, since that way, since you'll probably use him more effectively than I.
Sure. So I got Ted. Thank you for coming to my TED talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I call him Ted.
Nice.
Okay. This will also get him some experience, because one thing about Thaddeus is he's so far behind the curve, because he's 2 levels behind everybody else, all the shooters. So it's tricky for him to not die. Okay. Okay. Keep an eye out for the big red arrows.
Yeah, so basically it's
okay,
just...
they're coming from this direction. That means set up because they're going to start attacking down this way. No, he's fine there.
So Avidus is fine right here.
Yeah, Avidus has decent range. Have Avidus get behind the rocks.
How do I do that?
Okay.
Like that?
Yeah, you can right click and drag, and that'll like give you a directional arrow to show where his fire arc is. Now for Thaddeus time. Woo! Later, nerds.
Anyway, I'm probably going to just bugger off, I guess.
Oh no. If you want to stay around and chat more 40k, just pick a random topic and I'm down to discuss it. I guess. What are some of the weirdest lore things in 40k that you're aware of?
Necrons and Blood Angels teaming up.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting. Please.
So basically, what happens is that a Tyranid High Fleet is approaching the Ball sector, and the Silent King, the freaking Emperor of the Necrons, goes up to the Blood Angels, and he's like wearing a death mask of Sanguinius, which implies that he somehow has previously encountered the Blood Angels, but not just that, he's stated clearly and precisely that he has met Sanguinius before, which is, what the hell? How? Anyway. Huh? Oh, hold on for a second.
I think that putting Avidus in there is a good idea, right?
I don't like doing it on later levels because if he's in the tower and you start getting grenaded, then you will die instantly if that grenade goes off.
Anyway, ask Drake over here for more information.
I generally like to keep him more mobile, but
I need to go and log off.
All right, I'll see you later, buddy.
See y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. And now we're going down this way. Okay, nobody dead yet. And we're not losing any towers, so...
Oh, look, there's a relay thing down here.
Yeah, but it's a waste to get it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, have Avidus, like, take cover behind the wall.
Right here?
Yeah, unlike in Dawn of War 1, you can't see through walls anymore, so...
So I actually did get to take a look, learn a bit more about Primaris. I remember hearing that Primaris is kind of one of those very controversial things that in 40k. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And they only became like really more controversial later on as it started becoming clear what Games Workshop really wanted to use them for. Because it's like originally, I remember you asking me about Primaris way back when. And at the time, Primaris were not at the height of their obvious corporate BS. Whoops. Ah, crap. My bad. Eddie's get out of there. Damn it! This is why nobody likes Ted. Come on.
I'll smite him.
Oh! Not exactly what I had in mind. We just lost 3 med packs trying to get him resurrected.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Signum is more for when things are at a long range and they don't know that we're there.
Okay.
Whatever. This one's just basically just training, so you could just, like, wipe them out. But you don't generally want to be losing units in defense missions, because defense missions are quick, they kill a lot of stuff, and stuff is generally coming at you. I'm not quite sure why 100% of the army doesn't always come at you, but the main thing is that it's pretty easy to stay alive because you're centered around a big fat objective. See, additional deployments. This is what you want to see really late game. In fact, really late game, you want to see both of those light up, because then you can start defending a lot more areas and not lose any. Yeah.
I have been learning, from what I've learned, that Space Marines are basically immortal. Is that right?
They don't age to death, or if they do age to death, we've never seen it happen because they're Space Marines and they have more important things to do. So yeah, theoretically they could live forever, but they just weren't built for it. They were built for something better, like killing things. Oh, we're about to see why Dawn of War isn't canon anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna upgrade Cyrus.
Do we want to put a sniper rifle on him, or
something's not right there?
So put on.
I would rather have stillness and then get approved infiltration later.
Okay, so
yeah,
keep Curasa Zaraya as opposed to armor purgation.
Yeah, for Cyrus specifically, you want to get to the first movement upgrade, the first, though ideally second ranged upgrade, the first melee upgrade, and the third power upgrade, because that is when Cyrus basically breaks the game.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's like go over to Cyrus's profile and read those things.
The
first movement, the first and second ranges. The melee one is his equipment upgrade, so he can take 3 things. And then his power upgrades are all cash money.
Okay. Okay. I see.
And then his third one is really funny because he can use his equipment without revealing himself. So essentially, you're standing right next to a squad of Eldar or whatever, and you throw a grenade at them, and you don't reveal yourself so they don't shoot you back. So you basically run around and grenade things and no one knows why they're dying. That's basically Cyrus late game.
That's funny.
Yeah, they kind of fix him in Chaos Rising. Kinda. If not make him much, much worse, but... but that's Chaos Rising. We'll deal with that later. Let's see what he can equip. Oh, we're traveling.
Oh, once we finish
Yep.
traveling, you can equip some stuff.
Because I'm not sure what we want. I think this is another mission where we want Thaddeus. Let's see if I can give anybody any funny armor. Merciless Truth. Nah, Ted still can't take much of anything. We can donate this power armor, though. Okay, we are really close to upgrading Cyrus, so all we need to do is just donate some garbage. Find the lamest item we got. Like, we got an improved bolter. That should do it.
Yeah, toss the sniper rifle
There
you
we
can take out since Death Touch of Angel is...
we'll see. Death Touch of Angel. Yeah, the sniper rifle is much worse. Okay, so Cyrus. Thaddeus wants... Actually...
I do like the accessorizing in this game. This is really neat.
Yeah, you could spend hours just picking out your equipment and just going through all of it, seeing what advantages it'll give you. What level is Avidus at?
5.
He can take 16. No, his equipment is still better. 12% knockback resistance and 7% accuracy. That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
So long as he stays put, and still no upgrades for your captain's big thing yet. And Thaddeus can't get anything interesting yet. Next level, Tarkus is going to get his 3rd equipment, and that's when things start getting funny. And he should get to equip the plasma gun next mission. Ooh.
Okay, nice. All right.
Yeah, here's where if you really wanted to tech into a combat captain, you would start giving that serious thought.
Okay, combat. So what do you... So like close quarters, I mean?
Yeah, it's like if you wanted to go shooty Amond, you could go shooty Amond. So that's why you shouldn't throw out any of your extra heavy bolters. Because I think you can even have them. Heavy weapons aptitude. Yeah, you need heavy weapons aptitude to unlock his ability to use heavy weapons. It's his 2nd shooting upgrade. And his 3rd one lets him use his battle cry for increased shooting damage, which is nuts. It's like you're not been using his battle cry all that much. Not that I've seen anyway.
Yeah, I haven't yet, no.
Yeah, battle cry is really good. It's just like this blanket boost to anybody in his slight bubble of range, and it just ups their damage. It's really nice. Yeah, if you really want to just lay into a boss, you should be using that as much as you can. It helps to shorten the fight. So Thaddeus we got, Tarkus we got. Now, do we have the locator beacon? Do we want to use the locator beacon is the question. Honestly, not really. You could use locator beacons. I used to do that until I just started using other stuff.
Okay.
But we can definitely go without.
Right.
Yeah, because locator beacons make turrets, and turrets are incredibly squishy, and I don't find they do much, honestly.
Okay. I will bow to your superior knowledge on that front.
Yeah, this gets really fun when you get good at it.
Okay. Bad sap.
Oh yeah, the orcs in this game are freaking awesome. It's like their death lines especially. Some of them are really good. I think this boss's death line is really funny.
Let me actually turn on the audio for this thing since we want to just do one more, I think.
Yeah, it's like I'm not sure if I've confirmed this, but I think there's one orc's voice stab where they go, "Get back here, ya turds!"
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past orcs. They're fun.
Mm-hmm. So my question is, why have Blood Ravens basically been the campaign guy of choice for Dawn of War as opposed
Was
to
because they
action?
could essentially have whatever stratagems that they wanted. The Blood Ravens first appeared in the 4th edition Space Marine Codex as a sort of build your own chapter, and back then their idea was that they used lots of bolters and chainswords simultaneously. And since then, they've basically been a lot more strictly defined as just like Codex Astartes vanilla, which is fine. But the reason Blood Ravens were chosen was that THQ essentially got to like pick one Space Marine chapter and basically do whatever they wanted with them in the lore.
Huh.
Ruffle Stomp. Yeah, Ted is fun if you got somebody else watching your back.
Meet me Storm. Kill these kids, boys! I'm heading for the UV face!
Yeah, this mission is largely pretty scripted.
Is heading to lead an attack on the town gates. Pursue and eliminate him.
And I'll give you a chance to catch up. We don't want to be tripping everything simultaneously.
And save your camp now, you dinks! Wait, boy!
For the Emperor! Isn't that Samuel Hayden? Or is that...
Not that I know of. Samuel Hayden's voice actor is way cooler. Yeah, and we could have taken the locator beacon to have more tarantula sentries, but it's not particularly necessary because we got like 4. And we got to place them out before we're...
So how do I deploy a defense?
Oh, I get 2, you get 2. So I'm going to put one back here. I'm going to put one...
where should I put mine?
I'd put some on the northern end, like behind, like where the NPC scouts are. It's like have one near them.
So like right here.
Yeah, the game gives you some pretty good ideas where to put them, and then I have another one that's more forward.
So like about here. Or...
Not that far forward. Someplace where the heavy bolter can reach it. That's a good one. You want the turrets to be able to support each other a little bit. So that way they suppress the units that are coming in. And you can handle the northern side. I will handle the southern side.
Deal. So, what's the deal with the some wearing helmets and some not wearing helmets?
With the what?
So, I've noticed that some Space Marines wear armor, others do not. What's kind of the deal with that?
Like some don't wear helmets.
Yeah. Are they like?
That's basically for character. It's like in the lore. Heck, even in the books, they were all helmeted. It's like a convention for the viewer to like see the character and paint their faces and whatnot. But in lore, they're gonna be helmeted.
And okay, so in the lore, they're supposed to all be wearing helmets.
Yeah. It's weird to not wear a helmet, even for a Space Marine. like even for a space wolf, which I know is something that Wasia gets on their case for.
You lot have made a mess of all my plans. I don't appreciate that. Force fields up and I'm unstoppable.
I'll wait for him to cluster up. Oh, we have the same idea. You might want to save the signums for later on.
Okay.
The field is
Okay.
deadly up close. Attack
Okay.
from range.
And we're basically just going to dump on him. This would be a great time to use your battle cry.
Got it.
Because when you're up against a really doughy boss that you really got to put damage on pretty quickly.
Pushing through our defenses, Commander. Drive them back. Here's a taste of the Mega Rumbler, you gits.
I hate the Mega Rumbler. It just makes the fight longer. Wow, we got freaking rocked. Yeah, if you got Avidus, this would also be a really good time for him to be using his focus fire. All my guys got to retreat now. Here we go. I am out of res pack, so Avidus might want to retreat. Or hold on, because he is kind of long-ranged. Let's help you out in close combat. We almost got him. Okay, we survived. And got a power axe. Neat.
Too big an O to be in an orc like me. Now you are a devastator.
Of fire and blood.
Ravens. Prepare for emergency extraction to the Armageddon. We are facing far more than orcs or Eldar.
Commander, Captain Thule needs your aid. Deploy to his position immediately.
And to take Avidus, this would be a really good time to use his sprint in order to just get him to catch up with the rest of us. Sprint is really good for Avidus for a very long time because it helps you just get to a place really quickly so that he can stop moving and set up faster.
Hmm.
And now we're ready to go.
Life is coming, but sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of ocean. Yeah, I can testify, Trip, that yes, your mood does rapidly improve whenever you get high.
Fight through to Captain Thule. What were those things?
Tyranids.
Uh-huh. This is the introduction of Tyranids to the video game scene.
Hmm.
Yeah, here's also a really good point to pick up to help us get through this part of the game because this is kind of a slog.
I'll use my commander to get it.
Yep. Commander's pretty good at getting points because you don't lose a lot of firepower usually.
Yeah, since since the Tyranids are basically organic Borg, is that a correct estimate of them?
Somewhat.
They're a resource. They ultimately are trying to get resources by assimilating biomass into themselves, right?
Yeah, basically. To what end, we're not quite sure, and that's sort of the point.
Not a meteorite, Martellus. That is a Tyranid spore. Tyranid warrior. Kill the large warrior beast. It is directing the others.
Can I land on these? Yeah, that's a nice Hormigaunt land.
Captain Thule! The warrior beast is getting away!
Captain Thule, get to Captain Thule.
We have Captain Thule.
Thunderhawk 1, emergency extraction of relay coordinates. Thunderhawks 3 and 4, follow with bombing run, purification spread. Purge the alien. Purge us all.
Devastating squad. Feel and fury, rewarded with victory.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what just want to start seeing for your stars.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter just yet. We'll have time before it matters. A lot of time.
It's our darkest hour. Captain Thule has fallen to aliens who have escaped retribution. A massive hive fleet looms over our recruiting worlds. But this battle is not over.
So is there any way to really beat Tyranids? I mean, in lore, it seems like they're pretty much unstoppable. Is it pretty much just exterminate and nothing else?
Calm yourself, Thaddeus.
Beating Tyranids is very geographical because it matters where you beat them. You're probably not going to beat them all because we don't even know what all of them means.
But he is in grave condition. Many of his vital organs and implants were destroyed, and an alien poison is attacking surviving tissues. I have placed Captain Thule in stasis to halt the poison's progress. But as of now, I have no means to counteract its effects.
Gordian had better prepare himself for more of us to require his tending.
You fear the aliens, Cyrus?
I know no fear, Avitus, but I am no fool. Those were Tyranids, alien monsters who strip worlds of all life. There are billions of them, and only a handful of us.
Have you faced these things before, Cyrus?
Once, a long time ago, when I served in the Death Watch. We are going to need all the help we can get to face this.
So what exactly is the Death Watch?
Anti-alien special forces, essentially.
Commander, with your permission,
They're space marines, but without any limits on what they can have for equipment. Essentially, they're like unsanctioned space marines who get to use all sorts of stuff that normal marines don't get to. And they're sort of tithed from all chapters so that occasionally members of a chapter will be sent to serve in the Death Watch. And they'll come back with a bunch of new skills to teach the rest of their chapter. So Cyrus is like the expert in the Blood Ravens because of his Death Watch service.
I see.
Which means there's a version of Cyrus out there who wore power armor. Power armor Cyrus cannot hurt you. He does not exist.
So get the range to go for a heavy weapons aptitude.
Yeah, that is a thing you can do. I would also recommend getting Zealous pretty quickly because getting your captain out of a sticky situation can be pretty important.
Okay, so just upgrade him once and then So go to Zealous and then Range Specialist.
Yep, because you get 2 upgrade points each time you level up. And so you count out your 4 away, so you're 2 levels up away from it anyway. So it wouldn't have mattered if you sunk 2 points into range. What you want out of all these upgrade points are the abilities that you get. They slightly buff your stats, but not really that significantly, at least not until Chaos Rising, where you go to level 30.
And a good thing to get and switch out my chainsword for the axe, right?
Yeah, at this point in the game, the axe is pretty good because there's not going to be a lot of things that are going to be able to cut through like heavy armor and heavy infantry. Like against Tyranid warriors, you're really going to want the captain because he's better against them than a lot of other things are.
The captain, like
yeah, especially for right now.
Okay. Oh, it looks like the Gladius of Tenacity is slightly better. Okay, so I think I'll put a Gladius of Tenacity on him since it looks like, from what I can, well.
Yeah, Tartarus is good against orcs. I don't know where the Gladius of Tenacity went. Is it that on Thaddeus?
No, it's just up on me.
Oh, it's there. It is. I see it. Each hit with a weapon increases damage. Okay, that's all right. But you also get, with most chainswords, you'll see, like even on the basic ones, you get 10% melee damage resistance. That one doesn't have it noticeably, so it's a little more aggro, but a little slower. Also, sometimes when you compare the numbers on some of these, they kind of lie. What matters for like chainsword versus power axe is attack speed. You'll see 4 out of 10 versus 5 out of 10 for attack speed. So it's going to be better against like hordes of infantry, like orcs and nids. But your axe is going to be better against heavier infantry, like what's like really heavy stuff in here, like knobs and commandos and whatnot, and Tyranid warriors and lictors. And I would suggest the axe because there are a lot of things that are good against infantry, but not very many things that are good against heavy things just yet.
Okay, so this is a good find.
However,
and I should probably keep it on him.
Tarkus is incredibly close to a level up, so I'm going to dump this crap sniper rifle so that he can have the plasma gun. Because this one is just for him. He's the only one that can equip this anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. I think even the captain gets his own plasma gun later on, so that'd be really fun if we could scoop that up.
I do have the Fearsome Light of Faith. That's something I currently have.
Okay.
But probably not going to use that one yet. It's a level 6 plasma gun.
Where? Fearsome Light of Faith. Oh, you already have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use it then.
So would you say that this would be better than...
It's about the same. It just does different things. Since we have Thaddeus now, it's probably not going to hurt as much because Thaddeus can take close combat stuff now.
Okay.
That's not bad. And as we keep upgrading his... what good armors does he have?
We attempt to raise the nearest of our chapter fleets. This may take some time, however.
Nothing really funny yet. Yeah, I think the equipment's in a good place. Now, a build I've always wanted to run was Thaddeus Cyrus Avitus Captain. But to do that, Tarkus needs to drop the health pack. And Cyrus is also... Do we want Cyrus to hold the health pack? No. Cyrus and Thaddeus are going to fight over grenades. Outstanding. And how about... Yeah, Tarkus isn't great in this mission. Let's swap Cyrus in. instead of Tarkus, but I have to be really careful about him dying. Oh, we need to have sniper rifles now. Yay! Groovy. Scout armor. That's fine. Okay. You know what? Avitus is so close to a level up. Let's just dump some armor to get him over the edge.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay. There we go. Now,
So,
Avitus
right.
can get his sure-footed, focus fire, hard to knock down. That's all right. I usually save that one for really late in the game, but improved focus, that's a pretty good one to go for. Avitus is one of the ones that he is a lot more strict on what he can do because his melee form sucks. His health form is largely not going to conflict with his ability to do ranged, and his ranged is bonkers because eventually in his ranged form he drops the need to set up his weapons.
Okay.
So that gets
which stat do you think I should put that into? Stamina, ranged.
I think I pulled my headset. Am I still on? Yes, I'm still on.
Oh, so shall I put him in purgation? Or okay. Okay, so that doesn't work. Since it's each killed enemy increases all damage by orc, so it's a very specific one. This one's plus 3% accuracy.
Purgation kind of has its points depending on what equipment you get in what sequence. Purgation could be really helpful in that last mission against the orcs because that'll increase the damage that you do against the boss.
So
but
I
it's
think
not
I'll put
terribly
it into
significant.
Stamina. Let's put it into stamina then.
Yeah, Terminator honors. Yeah, stamina's all right. Especially early game and you're starting to get to grips with it. You want things to live more. Yeah, we got a pretty good package here.
All right. I think this will probably have to be the last one of the night.
That'll be fine.
Since, I don't know whether or not you have work tomorrow.
We have identified their leader as the dangerous
I do.
He's apparently coming from an operation in Orc territory. This is our chance to cripple Eldar operations on Typhon. We may also uncover more of the Eldar's plans. I suggest we neutralize him immediately, Commander.
Oh, the cluster mine pack. That gets really fun late game. Because remember I was talking about the ability Cyrus has later on to use equipment without going uncloaked? The cluster mines are one of the highest DPS weapons that Cyrus can drop, and their explosive range is huge.
Warriors have deployed to defend
Okay,
the target,
now I want to be careful going up there because then we're going to get ambushed.
This we cannot allow.
So you might want to have Cyrus lead the way and take out some buildings.
Smart. Okay. Lead the way.
Yeah.
I'll back you up.
And more to the point, let's see if we can take this guy out. There, that was the hard part-ish. Let's see if I can get over. There we go. There are the snipers. Hop on Eldar. Oh man, that's that assault marine just sitting on 2 grenades like it was gonna hatch an egg.
Dang, that's hilarious.
Okay, now What I like to do is I like to crack the crates and then just walk off and then get the upgrades as I need them. Because if you grab them immediately, you're going to run out later. So just like hit them, walk off, and then once you need them, just retrace your steps in the map and grab the upgrades later. So
Okay.
there's not much point in going forward because the boss is there and we want to hit other things first.
We must eliminate them and retake the shrine.
So like right here.
Yeah, and we're going to want to get the shrine anyway. Because I don't know why you haven't gotten a shrine earlier. Maybe you just really like the what do you call those? The signums. And that's fair. The signums are a lot of damage and really funny. But I like getting the at least one shrine because the Rosarius that you get from the shrine is pretty nuts. It just gives your entire team invulnerability from damage. So that it only lasts like a few seconds, but it's definitely enough to get you out of like a sticky jam where you're about to lose somebody. Let's sit up here. Let Cyrus scout out. And you still have the signum, right?
Yeah, I do.
Use the extra line of sight to like drop some signums on them to soften them up.
They got away from me.
There we go. Fatty's got a little wrecked there, but
Field generators are deploying now, Commander. Additional generators will not be available until your next deployment.
bonk. Okay, now I can press a little bit. Avidus can take cover with Cyrus behind the rock. Where's Avidus? There he is. Okay. We're going to pull back a little bit. I kind of want to Avidus over where Cyrus and the captain are. So that way Thaddeus can aggro the other guys into just this killing field. Soon as you're set up. There we go. Hey, nerds! Over here!
We don't like being called nerds! Human
Later!
Quit hopping around! I never thought I'd get to use... I didn't know that I would ever get to use this clip. But I feel it's only appropriate.
You win!
Now we're going to move up. Fortunately, we're only up against Guardians, and their shooting does hurt, but not as much as it could. Let's hop on this Warp Spider. Yeah! And see if I can hit him with my... Yes! Oh, he just exploded. I'm probably going to want to pull back with him. Come on, Ted.
Man, the detail on this is actually pretty amazing. It's actually a massive improvement over Dawn of War 1, even though Dawn of War 1 has some good graphics on it.
And we should be able to finish this off. Yeah, the third guy is really important for Thaddeus, not so much for Cyrus, because you'll find, especially later on with Cyrus, it's Cyrus himself that does the damage, not so much the little dorks following him around. And you're mostly just keeping them around to just die before he does. Because if your sergeant goes down to 1 hit point, and starts taking more damage, it'll actually bounce back to his squad subordinates. So that's why you want to keep as many members in your squad as you can, not just like make it just Hero Hammer. Okay, now we got some stuff up here.
Yeah, just
let's get rid of this weapon platform. Yeah, none of that. Thaddeus take out those guys. Thaddeus lost his other guys before I can heal him. Yeah, up there they got a D cannon. That's fun. Okay, let's see if Cyrus can take that out. There goes the D cannon, but I got revealed. Yeah, we want to take out all those platforms that we can find. And then we're going to loop back around and fight the boss.
Okay.
Thaddeus, keep these banshees off us. Watch his health, and get out of there. Yeah. Yeah, the high-powered shot is pretty fun. And pretty soon... Come on, why can't he jump that? There he goes. I'm going to send in Cyrus because his demo packs can do a lot more than our guns to these platforms. And let's use... Yeah, the funny thing is the plasma gun actually makes the captain pretty good against all these structures. Not to mention heavy infantry like those warlocks. And these support platforms. Yeah, Thaddeus is pretty fun when you got another human on the controls.
Yeah, you can just...
Yeah, normally I hate using Thaddeus because he like dies so quickly, but with another person I can micro him a lot better. Speaking of micro, I need more supplies. 2-1, Thaddeus is all 5. And I don't think your guys have or need any supplies that can be generated by drops, correct?
But yeah, as far as I know, no.
Okay, so right now we're fine. So
Since
let's
I
go ahead
just have
and
the
take out
artillery
these things
strike.
because for some reason they count towards kills. Yeah, also much like Dawn of War 1, you can hold down Shift, right-click a target, and then right-click another target immediately, and it'll essentially queue them up. So that way it'll kill one target and then kill another target without having to be told again.
Okay.
Yeah. I wonder if you knew that about Dawn of War 1.
I did not.
Yeah, queuing up actions is how you get to such a high APM. And we just wipe this map and anybody we come across, and that'll maximize the amount of war gear drops that we get. That'll give us more experience later on, which is really going to matter when we get our 6th unit. Yeah, because from here on out, actually, we're going to want to save any of the equipment that we would want to donate to the librarian, because what's going to happen is we're going to get our 6th unit, and he's going to be way behind the curve, even worse than Thaddeus. But normally, he's not bad. He just is so far behind, and being able to donate a bunch of equipment once we get our 6th guy can really help accelerate his level up.
So are just the pieces of metal that kind of are sticking out of, say, Avitus and, say, Cyrus, they're just cybernetic implants, correct?
They're service studs.
So what exactly are those?
When you serve for a century, you get one of those implanted in your skull.
Oh, okay.
It's like a medal. It's like you'll notice in the previous game, Gabriel actually had 2.
So they just... Okay, so... So are the eyes service studs? Or is that just...
No. Sometimes you'll just lose an eye and need to get it replaced.
Hmm.
They actually go into what happened with Thule canonically. So I think we already took our location for the map, so we're good. Let's bonk that ranger. Okay, now we want to go. Normally I'd just chuck a grenade at them, but
We don't really want to waste them.
kind of a
Not with
waste.
the powder.
It's a waste on 4 freaking guardians. Now I think we want to go. There's not much Eldar left back there, so let's just finish this off. And once you get close enough to the point, you can actually just press X to retreat to it. But you really want to make sure that you're close enough. Otherwise, you're going to retreat in the opposite direction and lose more time. So that's how you can get around the map more quickly, is press the X button to just like haul ass whenever you need to retreat really quickly. Wow! Holy smokes! That ranger got lit. Let's let Cyrus go first. If you got your Signum, now would be a pretty good time to use it.
Yeah, I think I used it up, actually.
Ah. Okay, well. Let's keep him off. Avis.
You humans always make a mess of things. No wonder the boss here chose the orcs as our instruments instead of you.
All this time, you might have been killing Tyranids. You deserve everything that's coming to you.
The Eldar know the Tyranids are coming. That explains their actions among the orcs.
What do the Tyranids have to do with Eldar helping orcs?
A full-fledged orc uprising could actually slow the Tyranids, Thaddeus. If the Eldar were not doing this on our own recruiting worlds, we could use the situation to our advantage.
Using orcs and Eldar to stop an enemy? Why would we waste our time with that? We are Space Marines. We fear nothing because we are fear incarnate.
We may be fear incarnate, Avitus, but we face an enemy that knows no fear. We will need every advantage we can get if we want to save the sector.
There's some pretty good characterization in here.
I would agree.
Not quite enough for another deployment, but that's fine because it's just Typhon Primaris. Now, each of the 3 planets, the way the first Dawn of War 2 works.
Orcs to slow down the Tyranids.
Yes, Nemerian clearly knew of the Tyranids.
This explains much, but we have been getting reports of other Eldar activity in the sector that is not related to the orcs. Clearly, the Eldar have other plans in motion, none of which can be good for us. I will keep you apprised of any further developments, Commander.
What can you tell us about the Tyranids, Cyrus?
The Tyranids are unlike any other threat we have faced, Targus. Orcs may operate in vast hordes, but they still have individual chieftains that unite them. Kill these chieftains, and the orc horde is weakened and scattered. A Tyranid hive fleet, however, is a single massive organism. Every creature in the swarm is simply one part of a single terrifying mind. We cannot break the Tyranids' morale or take advantage of their pride. We cannot make them see reason. And for every beast we kill, 1,000,000 more are ready to take its place.
But what do they want?
The hive devours entire worlds. Its goal is to feed itself and grow. And it will not stop until the entire galaxy is consumed.
Commander, the orcs continue to undermine our defenses on Calderis. We need to shore up these defenses if we are to have any hope of stopping the Tyranids.
Yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, each of the 3 planets has one of the 3 resource points that they specialize in. The city planet we haven't seen yet has the most communications arrays because there's a lot of people. They need a lot of communication. The Calderis has the most foundries because it's a mining world primarily, and Typhon Primaris, with the most superstitious people on it, has the most shrines. So you'll want to like target certain planets for certain resources. So if you find you're not getting enough deployments, you'll want to target Calderis more. If you want more Signum shots, target Meridian, which I haven't seen yet. And if you want more Rosarius effects, then you'll want to go to Typhon.
Okay.
Yeah, because the more of those points that you take, that increases the amount that you can use those war gears, and the Rosarius is one you're going to want to keep for the rest of the game.
Okay.
Yeah, there's pretty solid mechanics when it starts really picking up.
Oh, nice.
And this has been pretty fun, just getting to bunny hop around with Thaddeus without having to worry about microing all the other shooty guys.
Yeah, I must say that was something to see.
Yeah, that is micro, by the way.
Definitely.
Yeah, once you start getting a hang of it, you can try out some of these. Once you get Cyrus to ridiculous levels, try him out. You could take an entire map with him.
That sounds great.
Well, see ya.
Alrighty, well, we'll call it good for today, and we'll see you later. Bye.